Our topic today is concerning, of course, this is going to be concerning men because, of course, our topic is about understanding what premature ejaculation is, or this is all about the thing that is actually commonly experienced by men, which is actually gonna have a very quick ejaculation, especially when they are going to involve themselves into an intimate activity. So what we're going to talk about today is all about premature ejaculation. Good day everyone, welcome to Nurse Jose, and welcome mga Jo, welcome back to our channel. And of course this will be our first episode of changing or innovating our channel from Brainblitz TV, and of course it is now renamed as Nurse Jose. So of course our topic today is a bit timely because of course this is one of the most requested topics that was actually given to us, especially because of course they want to know what is actually the reason behind this condition. But of course, disclaimer first is I am not a doctor, I am not a medical professional, but of course I am a nurse by profession. So everything that I am going to say tonight or today is going to be a product of my understanding and my own perspective regarding this condition. So our topic today is concerning, of course, this is going to be concerning men because of course our topic is about understanding what premature ejaculation is, or this is all about the thing that is actually commonly experienced by men, which is actually gonna have a very quick ejaculation, especially when they are going to involve themselves into an intimate activity. So what we're going to talk about today is all about premature ejaculation. But of course, we will not talk about its pathophysiological processes, but we will talk about its common causes, its effects, and at the same time, its possible management that is actually implemented by those who are actually experts in the field. So as what I mentioned, I am not a medical professional, or I am not a doctor. So whatever I say tonight or whatever I say today is gonna be a product of my own understanding. So for more interventions that you want to know, of course it is also gonna be expected, or it is actually advised that you're going to consult your own medical professionals or medical doctor. So according to statistics, 1 out of 3 men are actually experiencing this premature ejaculation. So how is premature ejaculation being defined? So it is actually being defined as a quick form of ejaculation even a few seconds right after initiating your sexual activity. So this is actually going to be causing this man to have possible problems in self-esteem and self-confidence, because of course there is then a problem with regards to sexual satisfaction. So if you're talking about premature ejaculation, as what I mentioned earlier, it is actually brought about by different causes. So this is going to be the focus of our vlog today. So we'll talk about the causes, or the most common causes why premature ejaculation is happening among some men in the world. So of course, as what statistics have said, it is actually going to give us around 1 out of 3 men is actually experiencing this premature ejaculation. So in order for us to easily remember this causes of this premature ejaculation, so I've made a mnemonic, and that's gonna be the word premature. So it is gonna be composing of the following letters. That's letter P, R, E, M, A, T, U, R, E. So it's gonna be 9 letters, or 9 possible causes why there is this presence of this premature ejaculation. So let's begin. So the first cause of premature ejaculation is letter P. Letter P is periods of stress and anxiety. So of course, sometimes if of course an individual or a man is actually engaging himself into a sexual activity and he is actually under stress and anxiety, there's a possibility that of course there will then be chemical imbalance, or there will then be possibility that neurotransmitters will actually going to have an immediate impact towards sexual arousal. So that's why it might actually result into the possibility that this man is going to experience this premature ejaculation. So letter P is period of stress and anxiety. Let's now have letter R. Letter R is relationship problems. So of course, there are possibilities that when this activity is actually being performed, or sexual activity is being performed, probably because they have performed this one premaritally or extramaritally, so there is a possibility that it might actually yield into an outcome of having this premature ejaculation. So it's good for us to remember that when you are going to engage on things like this, relationship issues or problems are properly addressed, because of course that will usually address, or that will actually prevent you from experiencing this possibility of having premature ejaculation. So that's gonna be letter R. Letter R is relationship issues and problems. Let's now have letter E. Letter E is emerging performance anxiety. So of course, sometimes men will have the possibility that they will actually think that they cannot do well, especially when they're going to have an intimate activity with his partner. So there's a possibility that there will then be presence of this anxiety with regards to his own performance. So with that, it's gonna be important for us to take into consideration that when there is this possibility of anxiety, we have to make sure that you are properly prepared when you're going to do this activity, in order for us to get rid of the possibilities that you will experience this premature ejaculation. So that is letter E. Letter E is emerging performance anxiety. Let's now have letter M. Letter M is many are depressed. So of course, according to studies, one of the most common reason why there is this presence of your premature ejaculation is there's an imbalance of your neurotransmitter, and that's gonna be specifically serotonin. So of course, serotonin, especially if this is gonna be in low amount in the body, that will actually going to cause us to be to feel depressed. And at the same time, when you are going to feel depressed, there's gonna be a decrease in your physiological functions or physiological processes. So if that's gonna be present, then what will happen then is, of course, it will actually yield into a decrease in performance activities, or it will actually going to increase the possibility of a very quick response or a very quick arousal activity. So that will result into possible premature ejaculation. So that is letter M. Let's now have letter A. Letter A is a negative sexual experiences during childhood. So of course, one of the most common reasons why there is presence of this premature ejaculation is there might actually be instances that this individual or this man is actually experiencing this negative sexual experiences during his childhood years. So of course, there is a possibility that this man is being abused, or it will actually going to focus more on different kinds of abuse then. But of course, sometimes according to statistics, if there will be presence of this negative sexual experience during childhood, that will actually going to yield into possibility of a very quick response towards your brain. So what will happen then is it will increase the possibility of a very quick response of sexual arousal, and that will actually result into premature ejaculation. So that is letter A. Let's now have letter T. Letter T is tends to feel guilty. So of course, some instances is if there will be presence of this guilt feeling in that individual, of course that might actually be a factor for the development, or for having experience, or for you to experience this possibility of premature ejaculation. So of course, if there will be guilt feelings, that will actually going to probably related to extramarital relationships, so that might actually going to involve these feelings why of course premature ejaculation is going to happen. So that is letter T. Let's now have letter U. Letter U is unusual rejections of your partner. So of course, sometimes according to statistics, or according to data, it's actually being stated that of course most of the common reasons why there is premature ejaculations is it's because of the possible rejections of a partner towards the man. So of course, if there will be presence of this rejection, that will create a negative impact towards the man's self-confidence, and at the same time self-esteem. So that is gonna be letter U. Letter U is unusual rejections from the partner. Let's now have letter R. Letter R is religious beliefs and practices. So of course, most of the time, especially if you engage yourself into a premarital sex, so of course there's a possibility that it might yield negative impact towards your religious practice and belief. So of course, if that's gonna be the case, it might actually going to make you feel guilty of what you have been doing. So that's why it will result into the possibility of having this premature ejaculation. So that is letter R. Letter R is religious beliefs and practices. And of course, lastly, letter E, expecting failures. So of course, there's a possibility that there are some instances that premature ejaculation is brought about by several failures that is actually happening towards this person. So with that failure, it might result into the possibility that there might actually be instances that it will actually yield into having this premature ejaculation. So that is letter E. Letter A is expecting failures. Of course, in order for us to recap these possible causes, of course, we've mentioned about 9 causes of premature ejaculation. So let us have a recap of these 9 in order for us to remember these things easily. So let us have letter P. Letter P is periods of stress and anxiety. Letter R is relationship failure. Letter A is emerging performance anxiety. Letter M is many are depressed. Letter A is a negative sexual experience during childhood. Letter T is tends to feel guilty. Letter U is unusual rejections of partner. Letter R is religious beliefs and practices. And of course, letter E is emerging expecting failure. So these are the 9 causes of premature ejaculation. So I hope that I have given you some of the vital informations regarding the possible causes of having this condition. So watch out for our next vlog. Of course, we'll be talking about the possible management and treatment of premature ejaculations. It could be done at home, or it could actually be done with your specialist. So if you're actually new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe or hit the subscribe button of Nurse Jose. And at the same time, don't forget also to click the notification bell or the bell button for you to be notified with the succeeding uploads of this channel. And of course, don't forget to like, and at the same time have a comment with regarding this specific topic. So this has been Nurse Jose. And of course, if you're going to talk about a specific topic, if you want to talk about specific topics, don't forget to have it comment down below. Thank you so much. Bye.